Hi everyone, welcome back to another Cut Above with Chris. Head shave today, followed by face shave, two separate videos. I'm going to be upping hopefully, my video output in terms of quality and frames per second. There's a new computer coming into the house. It's shared between me and my son who's been saving up and I've been helping out. We're looking forward to getting hold of it. Hopefully it'll be today, possibly Monday, but the video will come out afterwards. So my next video won't be until you see this one, which could be a week, could be a week and a half, who knows. So the soap for today, it's going to be Pereira Shavery, and this one is an activated charcoal soap that's made in Portugal. The scent on this one is the oud. Now if you watch Don Young now over at Wet the Face, he used this very recently, like a sample tub of this, and as soon as I seen it and heard of it and heard of the scent, I contacted Pereira Shavery, paid for the shipping, and they sent over a tub, and I'm really grateful for that. Thank you very much, Pereira Shavery. And let's have a smell. Oh, it's a really nice scent. Now, I'm still not, believe it, I'm not 100% sure what the scent of the oud is. I have smelled the Stallion from Razor Rock. There is the oud scent from, holy cow, what's it called? I can't even remember. King of Oud, which smelled quite floral to me, but there was a slight tinge of something in there. And this one, I can smell a woody note. I'm assuming it's the oud. It's quite a sweet, sort of light woody note, but this is more of a cologne type fragrance. And to be fair, if it was a cologne, it'd be a very nice cologne. Now this is a glycerin based soap. There's it. I'll just show you all the ingredients there, if you want to pause that and have a look. We've got here glycerin, and I'm just having a look to see if there's any. There's stearic acid, lanolin. Now from what I can see, there is no tallow in it at all. Now lanolin obviously comes from sheep's wool, I believe, so it's not vegan, but it is, well, it's not vegetal either, is it? So it's technically, this is an animal based soap. It's not a tallow based, but animal based. I don't know whether the tallow in here somewhere is written out somewhere different. Now I've noticed one thing it does have here, it's got titanium dioxide. Now I can't remember what that's for, but I remember way back when I started using some creams and soaps from different companies, the titanium dioxide isn't the best thing to put on your skin. Doesn't sound like something you should put on your skin. Someone may correct me and say it's alright, but if you know whether you can use it or not, whether it's good for you or not, let me know. I'm just going to use it anyway. I have used this soap once, and to be fair, it's an exceptional soap. So the razor for today, I'll start with that first. I should really start with a brush. This is the plate that I'll be using, the Karve open comb stainless B plate, which is 0.73 blade gap, but obviously with the open comb, so it takes it up that a little bit of an edge. I've got the Karve Christopher Bradley stainless razor right here, with the 3.25 inch handle. It now comes with the Argyle knurling as standard for the stainless steel version. This one's got the B plate on it, but I'm going to move that to the side. The blade for today is going to be the Gillette super thin, made in Thailand. I would read the back of it out to you, but I would have great difficulty. So we'll crack this open. Now this is a double wrap blade, comes with no wax on it at all, which is lovely. On the inside of the blades as well, which I find quite funny, as they actually show you the Gillette Vector cartridge razor on the inside of a DE razor blade. Can't get my head around that. I like cartridge razors, but why promote it on a DE razor blade? Right, so the blade pops out. Oh, actually that's a lie. There's two little dots there, very minimal. And on the other side you've got nothing. And there we go. New improved stainless, super thin blade. So we'll pop that onto the top cap, like so. Now, most razors out there that aren't precision milled will have wiggle room on the posts. Now, I don't know whether you can see that there. The posts, if I try and twist this, hopefully you can maybe see it. If I try and twist that with the blade in it, it doesn't actually move. So once your blade is set in this razor, it doesn't go anywhere. The blade gap is going to be perfect every time. The only way it would be out is if the blade was imperfect and the blade wasn't completely straight. So I popped the base plate on now. Whoa, wrong base plate. This is a head shave after all. the B plate open comb, screw it up. Now I'm noticing this thread already, even after a few uses, is starting to ease up a little bit. It's starting to feel a little bit smoother, and I expected that the first few times, obviously with it being freshly nailed and freshly done. But that, what an exquisitely built razor. So this video will be done in 1080p 60 frames per second, and I'm hoping I can get something like that online. My face shave today is going to be in 4K 60 frames per second, just to see if I can get that to upload in that format and see if it makes any difference. Otherwise I'll drop it to 24 frames per second, which is pretty much how you watch your movies on the TV in the 4K format. Right, the brush for today, I had it soaking in my Rexton Brewing Company glass, which was sent to me very kindly from Chris over at Karve when he sent me my first sort of batch of Karve razors. Using a Portuguese soap, and luckily, as I went around my den, this one cropped up anyway, and it's a cracking set with all the black and the silver. It really is beautiful. This is the 24mm Boadger, 50% Boadger, 50% Boa. The Boadger is finest, I believe, and this is basically a version of the Semogue Caravella knot. As you can see in the bottom, special edition, Owners Club 2012. This is 7 years old, this knot. It was purchased from a deceased estate from over here in Australia, who was a wet shaving enthusiast through and through, and hopefully I can carry a little bit of his torch along with me as I use this. You can see it sort of gels a little bit as well. So I'm just going to dip the tips lightly and straight into this soap. Now this soap is rock hard, like triple milled hard. So I found I loaded for quite a long time with it, but the resulting lather was absolutely brilliant. I was really surprised. So as you can see, it does go a sort of grey colour, given that it's black soap and it's got activated charcoal in it. You can't expect it to go white. And the lather throughout the whole shave is a grey colour. Oh, the scent really comes out. Definitely get that oudy type wood scent, and I'm pretty sure I can pick that scent now. I mean, I was reading recently that in many instances it's 1.5 times the price per ounce on gold. I think that's what it said. Now that's just one post that I read, so it could be absolute bullshit, but I do imagine that some essential oils out there are very, very expensive, and it's probably the reason why people don't use oud in the soaps, because soaps are relatively inexpensive and you're using an essential oil which on the face of it is rather expensive essential oil. Yeah, so this shave is courtesy of, so you can see the colour of it there, how dark grey it is. Now I was a little bit worried using it in natural fibres, but it held up absolutely perfectly well, the brush. It wasn't like when people use the vanilla and it goes that brown way and it can stain your bristles. This one I don't really have too many problems with. I'm not that worried about it. Now in terms of hair growth on the head, I think I've definitely got over a week. One thing I like about glycerin based soaps when they're in a tub like this, although I've never had one in a tub like this, quite easy to clean off, although I'll still clean that even more. Now the scent strength on this isn't massive. It's round about a 5. It's just nice. Now doing the head lather, I'm not going to smell it as much. When I did my face shave with it a couple of days ago, the scent was strong enough that you smell it the whole time. It's complex enough, there's enough happening in it that you smell it all the time, which is great. So here we go. Semogue Owners Club 2012 Boadger mix with Pereira Shavery activated charcoal oud scent. I'm sure my hair is getting further and further back. Just going to add a little bit of water. So nice and well shaved today. It's my daughter's, she's got a competition today in dance, where she's dancing in a troupe, which is a group, but you call it a troupe. coming home early from school, from dance school. And then I'll take her up to that later on. My wife will be working a little bit later, so she's just going to come back with the boys. And then tomorrow is the Armadale Cup for the soccer. So my eldest son is playing in goals for the, I suppose, the Premier under 11s team, the best under 11s team at the club. So he's really looking forward to that, as are we. He has grown massively this year in soccer. Not only in goals, also outfield, but he's definitely got his dad's ability in goals. I was a very good goalkeeper when I was a kid. Even if I do say so myself, I was a good goalkeeper. I still have people when I go back home that remember me only as a goalkeeper. They don't even remember my name, they just remember me when they see me. I wasn't the biggest goalkeeper, but I was very agile and I read the game very well. Right, so there we have it. That's the ladder done. I'm not going to mess about with it anymore. I could build that bigger, believe it or not. You can really see how well it's built up. It's normally quite difficult for me to get a thick creamy ladder when I've got a lot of hair on my head, but that performed really well. It's a little bit airy on there, but it is pretty dense. I'll show you that more when I do the face shave. Head ladders are generally a little bit tougher for me to get right. So there we go, Christopher Bradley Karve, the brand new Gillette Super Thin from Thailand. So I'm just going to go with the grain and then against the grain. Now, the main feature of this soap that I really enjoyed, along with its density, is its residual slickness. It is excellent. I'll just show you now how dense that lather is. Now, bearing in mind, this is glycerin based, so it's not going to be as, from prior experience, as dense or as creamy as tallow based soaps, but let me tell you, this is pretty darn close. It's definitely the closest I've ever been with a glycerin based soap. This is far superior to Colonel Conk's. Humphrey's Handmade, it's just far superior. Right, go with the grain again. Now normally if I just had sort of 1 or 2 days growth, the general way I shave is I would just go straight against the grain. You can see how that's just chewing through. Loads of hair, nice dense, nice and creamy. It does have a sort of grey colour to it, but it still keeps that shine once you get the shine going. Now because the residual slickness is excellent, I find I can do one pass with this on my head with the grain and then straight away go straight back on, flip the razor over and do the second pass with no soap on there, just to get that a little bit closer. Just picking up a couple of little bits there. Right, let's go back to here again. If you haven't tried the Gillette Super Thin blade, definitely, in my opinion, worth grabbing a hold of one, trying one. I'll just go with the grain here. to be fair, I could easily shave straight against the grain with this razor. It's so smooth, and the blade is just peeling through the hair so comfortably. I'm trying to keep the pressure that I'm using just to the weight of the razor. It is still quite a heavy razor. I should really. I'm doing this so often. Learn how to use my left hand. The sink is absolutely chockers full of hair. Well, that is an exceptional first pass, really close. By first pass standards for a head shave, still loads of hair there, but it should mean a relatively smooth and easy second pass. Just get rid of all this lather and soap and everything. And this is a cold water shave as well, not warm water. And again, as you can see, just with a quick smash in the water, it rinses out crystal clear. Gonna whip my head. Oh yeah, residual slickness is excellent. Absolutely top draw, especially for, in my mind, what I would have thought being an inferior soap to tallow and the other vegetal bases out there. This one's a bit of a, it's not vegetal and it's not tallow, so but it's definitely not vegan or vegetal. I don't know what it is. It's like a hybrid soap. Or I suppose you could probably say it was. It's a vegetarian soap because they use wool. A vegetarian soap, not a vegetal soap. Let's just add a little bit of water and see what happens. I'm expecting it to grow still because it looks like the brush has done well at holding the lather, and as you can see, it is growing a little bit, which is all I need. Second pass, I don't need a shit ton of soap. I just want that slickness. That's the main part, the main component of the shave now. This is slickness. As you can see, it does very well. The lather is very stable as well. Just going to add a little bit more water. Right, against the grain pass with the Karve Christopher Bradley razor. Here we go. Yeah, it just melts away in the water. As you can see, the residual slickness is absolutely top draw, it really is. Feels amazing. Amazing how much you hold your breath sometimes when you shave, well I do anyway. That's what you call a BBS shave, and that really highlighted there the residual slickness on this, so I think I might have a little cut here. Yeah, just a little one. But other than that, close as you like. Rinse off with hot. And then rinse off the cold. There we have it. Bosh. Cracking shave. Just going to finish off now with a tiny little squirt of Bluebeard's Revenge Cooling Moisturiser. This stuff actually, it's got a beautiful scent. And it's a pretty good moisturiser. It is mass produced, so it's not going to have that artisan ingredients list, but it does have a beautiful scent, a really nice scent. Yes, I am rinsing the brush out. I'm going to start from scratch with my face shave, sorry. Let's get rid of the soap out of the brush. I'm not too worried if it's completely emptied. And I'll keep the soap like that. So the soap for today was Pereira Shavery Oud Aromatherapy oils or essential oils. I can't remember what it's called. He forgot to stick the label on this soap, so when it came here I was like, oh, is this the right one? I hope he sent me the Oud one. But it's definitely the Oud scent. I can smell it in there. It's a really nice, well balanced, complex scent that works beautifully. It's not too strong, it's not too light. And as you saw, the lather's great. It's got great slickness. It's easy to load, it's easy to work with. It's a different colour, something a bit different. That is the soap itself. I'm not sure the weight on this. Has it got the weight in here? 4.5 ounces, 4.58 ounces of soap. It is heavy, it's solid, like solid dense. The brush for today was the Semogue Owners Club 2012 special edition. I think it was 500 of these made. 50% Boar, 50% Boadger. All quality, it really is. Beautiful brush. Took a long time to break it in, but it works really well. The Karve Christopher Bradley razor with the B-plate open comb, 0.73 blade gap. I do prefer the open combs for gathering the lather, but I prefer the solid bars for the smoothness of shave. They are smoother than the open comb, not by much, but they are definitely smoother. And I feel a little less inclined to cut myself with the solid bar as I do with the open comb. It feels like that blade's a bit more exposed. And the blade for today was a Gillette Super Thin, which is that, and finished off with Bluebeard Revenge Cooling Moisturiser. And that was a cracking head shave. I'm really happy with that. Moisturiser's done its business already. I do have a little cut just on the back right here, a little, I think it's just a weeper, I don't think it's an actual cut. That Bluebeard Revenge leaves your skin feeling great. So you guys stay safe, drive safe, don't drink and drive. Hopefully the video's in a better quality. I'll catch you guys next time. Cheers.